Hi everyone, how are you? So, first of all, let me thank you for watching my previous videos. And I think those two videos had the most likes and comments I had ever had on any video. So, thanks for that. Now, I don't want to go into like whether the comments were good or bad, it was what it was. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not sponsored by anyone, I just make my videos based on what I am experiencing. So, your usage, your experience might be different. So, I am not saying that you are correct, I am wrong, or I am correct, you are wrong. It's just a different experience. So, on this video, I am going to talk about again the S24 Ultra, and it has been like almost 2 weeks now. I got it on 24th Jan when it was released, and today is 7th Feb. So, almost 2 weeks. So, I'm just going to share my initial impressions. I will not call this a video, review, because for review I think at least a couple of months should be needed, because then you have used it in its full potential, like you go out, use camera, etc. So I'll just say my initial impressions about this phone. So I've made a list of what I want to talk about. Let me go to that list. So here it is. So I've divided this section into pros and cons, and as you can see, I personally can find only one con. Now, again, as I mentioned, your experience might be different. So let's start with the pros. The first is design and in-hand feel. Now, the design, I actually love this design. I have been using the S21 Ultra, S22 Ultra, S23 Ultra, so I'm familiar with this design. I mean, overall, the design language has not changed that much. The only big change this time is that Samsung finally removed the curved display. So now it is fully flat, which actually makes it quite useful. I mean, in terms of using the S Pen, so the S Pen wouldn't slide off the edge. Yeah, right. And if you remember in the curved screen, sometimes the S Pen used to slide off the edge, etc. And it was difficult to write, towards the end. But in flat, it is like much more convenient to write on the edge also. So it makes it a better experience, in my opinion. Then, of course, the most obvious pro of a flat display is like you can put any screen protector on it. In S23 Ultra, I had to buy it from Samsung, the official one, because it was very difficult to find a good screen protector for that. But on S24 Ultra, you can have any screen protector, provided you are okay with your anti-reflective coating, like going away, because the screen is so, like, it is very anti-reflective. So it, when I compared with my previous S23 Ultra, like it was like a day and night difference. But yeah, if you put on any screen protector, then I think that will impact the reflectiveness of the screen. So keep that in mind. Now, in terms of in-hand film, as I mentioned, like one of the cons is also related to this design. But I mean, it depends on your user experience. So of course, this is a very heavy phone. So the most obvious con is the heft of this phone. I am quite used to it, but yeah, sometimes you will feel the weight in your pocket, and it will pull down your pants if you are not like wearing belt. So that is a con. And then the edges are relatively sharp. So if you are holding it for like too long duration, then it will start to dig in your palm. So that is a con, but yeah, I mean, it's not a deal breaker. You get used to it. But if it's like a major issue for you, then of course, I mean, you can look at S24 Plus or the standard S24, because those have rounded corners and also like are much lighter than this phone. So that is the only con I had. Now again, I'm going back to the pros because I don't have any other con. So I love the design. The in-hand field is awesome. It, like, very premium. I know you can get other phones like OnePlus 12, Google Pixel 8 Pro at like 300 to 400 pounds less than this. But something about using these like premium phones, it gives, it's those intangible things, if I may say so. It is not that the processor is better or the camera is better. It's not that thing. It's just that the usage experience, the in-hand field, how it feels like a very premium solid device. I mean, that is like experience that you get with these premium phones, with the S24 Ultra, with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, it's difficult to quantify those things, but it is there. So yeah, I mean, that is what these premium Ultra Pro phones offer you. Now the second is display. Now the display, as I mentioned, it has an anti-reflective coating, so the blacks look really black. If you shine a light source on it, it actually does not like reflect that much. So let me just switch on the always on display and then show you. So it's completely black. And even if like there's a light source next to me, so yeah, it will show you a bit of a reflection. But if you compare it with any other phone, I mean, it's night and day difference. So outdoors using it is very convenient because you don't get those reflectiveness in your eyes. So that is one of the uh, pros. Now, I will like to add that many people are finding this display to be dull, especially compared to other phones. For me, I mean, I like it very much, and I have been like using it on natural setting. So let me show you. Screen mode is natural. Yeah, I mean, if you switch between these two, vivid and natural, it is a very minor difference. And yeah, nothing like comparable to S23 Ultra. There the difference for much more. So I think it depends on uh, your preference, whether you are okay with the display or like you want a punchy vibrating colors, saturated colors. But I think Samsung might come up with an update to give you more options to increase the vividness. Let's see how it goes. As of now, I have not heard anything. I mean, on GSM Marina, it was quoted that they are not planning to release an update, but then people are saying they are planning to release an update. So we don't know what will happen. But I am sure that they will address this issue sooner or later. So for me, the display looks absolutely gorgeous. I am not very much into those, saturated displays. So for me, it works perfectly fine. So that is about the display. Now about the battery. So let me show you a few battery stats. Let's go to battery. Now currently you will see I am at 88%. Sorry, I am at 76%. I charged to 88%, 4 hour 26 minutes ago. So I'm on Wi-Fi the whole day. So now let's look at my usage over the past few days. So look at this. So 66% used, 5 hour 38 minutes. 121% used, 7 hour 21 minutes. Now this was the day when I was out and about and I was using the camera extensively. So when you use the camera, yes, your screen on time will be less. Then on 5th Feb again, 94% usage, almost 8 hours of screen on time. Okay, and remember on these days I had the always on display on. So you can see that these always on display are also there. Then yesterday it was 67%, 5 hours 17 minutes. Again, always on display is the topmost consumed. So not only I had the always on display on, I also had that image which is like always visible, which you just saw in my when I started this video. So let me just show you lock screen. If I this on, you see. So this is me and my wife. So you see, this is like the iPhone style, always on display. So I had this enabled since the past few days. So this obviously consumes quite a lot of battery. But even then, I am easily able to get like 6 to 7 hours of screen on time for over the full day without like going. I never went to 0% on this device. I always like charged at most. I think I went down to 11% or 10%. That is, so if you switch your always on display off, I mean, you will get easily like half an hour to 1 hour more of screen on time. And of course, 5G also affects. You see, but yeah, I mean, there is nothing you should be worried about in terms of battery life. It is absolutely among the best of all time. So that was about the battery. Now I will talk about the camera. So the camera, as you know, had a slight change versus S23 Ultra. The 200 megapixel sensor has also been updated. The ultra wide remained the same. Now instead of a 10x, we have the 5x optical zoom. So that is it. But the 5x is a 50 megapixel resolution camera. So you get more light in low light scenarios. So I have not yet basically compared it with S23 Ultra because I don't believe in camera comparison. But from what I have seen, you can be sure that this takes absolutely gorgeous pictures. I will just post a few uh, pictures just for you to have a look. So I was in central London just taking pictures around us, so with friends and family. So yeah, I mean, I could not tell a difference like it is inferior or superior to S23 Ultra. I think S23 Ultra would have also like captured the same type of images. So if you want best of the best images, I think you will be happy with this camera. Now going to the last thing which I want to talk about is AI features. Now, AI features is something that was talked about by Samsung a lot during the presentation. So I don't know how useful it is because personally I have not used it that much. So you want to go to settings, go to advanced features. You will see the first option is advanced intelligence. You go. So these are all the AI features that is available. So with phone, you will get live translation. So when someone is calling you and they don't know English or they don't know your language, then you can just use this to real time translate it during the call. So you hear the language you understand, they hear the language they understand. Then Samsung keyboard. So there are two options: chat translation and also like style and grammar. So style and grammar is like you if you are typing a message and you want to make it more professional or more casual, then you can do so with the chat assist. And chat translation is obvious, like you can translate the chats in the language you want. Interpreter is like the live, I mean, if you are talking face to face to a person who does not understand your language, then you can use this interpreter, and then you know both of you can talk and the interpreter will on the at the same time translate it into the language you understand. Then Samsung Notes, also you can do a summarizing thing, a formatting thing, etc. Now, personally, I've never used these till now, so that's why I'm saying this is my initial impression, and I don't know how useful it will be. So going forward, when I will be using it, again the voice recorder, it gives you the transcript and the summaries. So when you are in a meeting, you can just switch this on, and it will record all the conversation and then give you a summary on of the meeting. Then Samsung Internet, there is a two options: summarize and translate. So translate, of course, you can translate any web page in the language you understand, and summarize is that if you're going to read an article, which is a very long article, then you can just use this to basically summarize it in bullet points. So you don't have to read through the whole article. The Samsung Internet will do it for you. And then photo editor, which is like you might have seen or heard that you can cut out the objects, place it in some other way, use it as save it as a sticker. Then various things you can do, which you can also do on Pixel, I think. And there's the option that if you're concerned that your data will be used or uploaded to cloud to take use of this advanced intelligent function, you can just switch this on so that your data is only processed on the device. You might lose some functionality. I'm not sure which functionality you will lose, but yeah, for me, I think I've just kept it off. So yeah. So that's my initial impression. I am absolutely loving this device, and probably I will post a full review after a couple of months also, like how has been my experience. And I also have a Z Fold 5, so I am recording it on my Fold 5. I will also do a comparison with the Fold 5 just to show you guys like what is the difference. And so yep, I mean that's it for today. So please do like and subscribe. I will be very grateful to you, and see you in the next video.